Hi there, it's Cheryl here with another Valentine's Day card to share. And this one, I've been trying to keep them so they're mailable, but I'm sorry, I had to break loose a little bit. I have a little bit of dimension here on this flower, and I cheated. It's a pre-made flower that I got from Scrap Flowers, and that's scrap-flowers.com. is the website that it comes from. They're pretty reasonably priced. It does take a while to get to you when the shipping's not real fast, but they have some really pretty flowers there. And then on the inside I have the sentiment, to the best friend a girl could ever ask for, and then a nice heart stamped. So let's see, this is what we're going to need. Of course we'll need that flower. And this is a gardenia, and it has just a touch of pink on it. Normally, I buy a lot of just plain white flowers because you can add color to them. Maybe one of these days I'll have to do a video about different ways to add color to your plain white purchased flower embellishments. So our card base is Lovely Lipstick, and that's it makes a 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch card. So it's cut to 10 by, or it's cut by to, oh boy, I'm really messing this up. It's cut to 8.5 by 5.5. So it's a half of your thing, and then it's oriented this way. And then we have a piece that's 3 3/4, I believe, by 5. Let me check that, make sure. Yep, 3 3/4 by 5, and this is from the designer papers from Stampin Up, and it's called, let me just make sure I get it right, All My Love Designer Series paper. And it's it's a pretty nice set. I try not to buy designer papers too much, but it's got these that have hearts on them, so it's nice to use for Valentine's Day. But then, oh, I bumped the camera. But then it's got papers like these. So those are nice for any occasion. Just patterns here. Here's more flowers. And more flowers. And then it's just this red with a dotted diagonal stripe on it. But so I think I can use up this designer paper pretty easily, and it's a 12 by 12 papers. So that's where this came from. The back of it has these little hearts with the flowers here. And then on the inside of the card is a piece of Whisper White, and that's same size as our front panel. That's 5 by 3 3/4. I have another piece of Whisper White here. I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a little bit. And then I have things that I've die cut already. And I've cut these two pieces out of the Lovely Lipstick. This one came from Heartfelt Creations Album Tags and Accents, and that's, well, let me show you on the back. There's two of these. One is just plain solid, and then the one I used has just a little lacy edge on it. And then the hearts, these are really cute. And you get a pile of little hearts that punch down here too, so you could use that on maybe another card if you wanted to. And that came from this one? No, it came from Meant to Be. Meant to Be. And there's our die that we use for that. Then I also used this die to cut 2 hearts out of Whisper White. So I have those in my little photo keeper here. So there's those two. You may wonder why I have things in here. It's because my cats love to play with these little things. If I just have them out on my table, these will be gone. Especially like little flowers. They'll be gone. They'll be chewed up. They make wonderful cat toys. So I have my 2 hearts. And then I cut also, I have 4 corner pieces here. And those came from the Heartfelt Creations, again, elegant pocket accents. And there's these 2 corners right here. They have a right and a left one, which is always nice. And our sentiments came, one of our sentiments, the one on the front here, the Happy Valentine's Day, that came from Forever Lovely. And that's tiny, tiny, right down here. And I also cut the leaves that I used using a die. And I'm going to pull that out because I'm going to need to use that just a little bit. So I have this little die here. And that's what our leaves will be made from. What else do I have? I've got Tombow glue. I'll need that. I have my designer's Dries clear glue. I have a little sponge dauber. Scissors. We'll need scissors. Nice sharp pair of scissors. I have my tape runner out. I'm not sure why. I'll keep that handy just in case I need it. And I'll be using some dimensionals also. The inks we used are Granny Apple Green, lovely lipstick, and I don't know why I have this one here either. I'll put that over there with the snail adhesive because I don't know what I used it for. So let's get started on making this card. Oh, and off to the side here I have my Stampin Trimmer. We'll be using that, and I also have my Stamparatus, because I have my inside stamps all lined up and set up on that. So let's start with our hearts here, and I'm going to turn them over on the back. I have and we also need like a grungy sponge, a yucky sponge. This one I keep, it's dedicated for adding glue to the back of lacy things like this. So this one's, it's nasty. You probably can't say, well, maybe you can because it's got things stuck on it. But it's sticky and kind of nasty, and it's not good anymore for using on to sponge things. So I'm going to just get some Tombow glue out here on my silicone mat. And you're going to want to do this on something, you don't want something that things can stick to. So if you use scrap paper, get yourself a little piece of plastic or something, some acetate that's maybe gotten scratched or whatever. You don't need it anymore. But you don't want the glue and these to stick to whatever you have them sitting on. Silicone mats are good. This is just a baker's mat. I found this on eBay, very reasonable price. It's a nice big mat. Actually, they had some kind of deal going at the time when I bought mine. I got it really cheap. I don't think you can get it this cheap anymore. But it was like, I think I got 2 of them. Well, I know I got 2 of them. I think it was only like $10. So that was a wonderful deal. Okay, so we've got those. I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to let them dry. Let me grab a baby wipe here and clean up that glue on my table before we end up with glue on everything. Put that sponge aside too. So this is the way to go. I'm telling you, get yourself a nice silicone mat. Okay. So then I have this bit of paper here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day on there with the lovely lipstick ink. I need to open that up. My stamp pads are still pretty hard to open. You might hear me going, oh, trying to get them open at times. But they will loosen. They do get better over time. And I'm going to just stamp that. I'm going to try to line it up nicely here with the edge. And that looks like it's probably pretty good. So I'm giving it a couple seconds for the ink to transfer. And there we go. I have a nice little Happy Valentine's Day image there. And you know what? While I have the lovely lipstick open, let me get my Stamparatus out, and we'll do the inside sentiment also. So I'll just put my paper. I have it all lined up already. And this is a rubber stamp, so I don't need this mat. And you notice I do have a bit of foam paper here. That's because, as wonderful as the Stamparatus is, I truly love it. And I'm thinking I'm going to sell my Misty and my Tim Holtz stamping platform, because I never use them anymore. Since I got my Misty, I haven't used them. But oh, I was going to say there is a bit of a problem with them, and when you get close to the edge here, the stamps don't make contact very well. So I added a bit of craft foam in mine just to raise my papers up. That's a quick and easy fix. The craft foam is so inexpensive. And now just stamp that. Give that a few seconds to transfer. And we'll see how that came out. How did that come out? Oh, not so wonderful. Let me try that again. And it varies from stamp set to stamp set too. These cling stamps are not, they don't all have the same thickness of foam behind them. Okay, so there we go. I got a good impression that time. I can take that out, and I'm done with this. So I'm just going to wipe that with the baby wipe for now. I'll clean those after I'm all done with the video. I clean my stamps. Get them all. Because there's things in baby wipes you really shouldn't leave on your stamps. It's not good for them. Okay, so that's the inside of the card. I'll close this up. And then we're going to do some green sponging on here for the leaves. Now, where'd that little die get to? Oh dear, what did I do with, where did my die go? Oh, this is not good, guys. I lost that little die. Did you see where it went? You know what? I bet I know where it is. There it is. Look, it's on the back. I have one of my magnets on the back of the Stamparatus to pick my die up. Look at that. Okay. Found my little die. Woo! I'm so glad. I couldn't even blame it on the cats either. Anyway, the die only goes one direction. I want some of the leaves to go this way. I want some of the leaves to go this way. So I'm going to sponge on either side here. And, oh, there's some ink there on the table. So, we'll do that. I must have ink on my hand. Oh my gosh, I do. Okay. That's where that ink keeps coming from. Let me clean my hands up. Okay. I couldn't imagine where that ink was coming from. So I get some of this Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to sponge on there. We don't have to be real picky about how it's going to blend. These are little open kind of leaves. And I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing on this side. And that way some of my leaves can go one way, some can go the other way. Let me get right to the edge here. I don't need all this much, but okay. So now I'll close that up, clean up my mess. Found more lovely lipstick on my hands. And I'm going to cut this and show you how I did this. I'm going to start it, okay? I'm going to start it because you have to trim up. There's trimming off to do and little pieces involved, and I don't want to lose my little end pieces. So I'll bring in my Stampin Trimmer. This is another thing, you know, this is another thing I really like that Stampin Up sells, is the Stampin Trimmer. Because it has the cutter, the cutting blade, and it has the scoring blade. So I don't need to have a separate scoring board or a trimmer either. So I'm just going to line this up with the top of my print here. And that should be just about right. I have it very close to the edge here. You know what, let me just make sure. Line the bottom of it up with, see there's a little opening on this plastic piece. And that's what I'm lining it up with. I'm lining it up with the edge of this one right now. I should probably trim off. Okay. Now I'm going to slide it over. I'm going to line it up with the edge of this plastic piece now. And it's going to just give us just a little edge on either side of our sentiment. Okay. I'm going to let that sit for just a moment. And I'm going to cut out my 4 little things of leaves. And that will give my hearts. I put the Tombow glue on, time to dry. And then I'll be right back. Well guys, it's time to put the card together. We've got all of our little bits and pieces we need. So let's do the inside first. We'll get that put down. I'll use my Tombow for this. The Tombow will give me just a little bit of time. It's like a dog hair. Yeah, I have dog and cat hair everywhere. You never know where that's going to show up. So it gives us just a little bit of time to make adjustments if we need to get it centered properly. So we'll put that on and get that in place. There we go. And then we can start working upward on our card front. So I'll do the same with this piece for the front. Tombow. And you notice I'm not getting real close to the edge. I don't want any of that seeping out around the edge because Tombow, when it dries, is still very, very sticky. That's why we're using it. We used it on those little hearts. It will make them like a sticker. Okay, so there's that. Then our next layer will be our corners. Get them in place here. And I'm going to switch to the Dries Clear. I could have done the same thing with these as I did with the hearts, but quite frankly I forgot. So I'm going to use my Dries Clear adhesive on these. And I have this little tip on it. I have two of these bottles. One has this very, very fine tip, and the other one has just its regular tip, which is pretty fine, but this is extra fine. So I'm just going to put little dots of glue on here. By the way, all of the Stampin Up stamps and dies that I'm using on this card are in the Occasions catalog, and on my blog I have the PDF if you'd like to take a look at what Stampin' Up's come out with on their Occasions catalog. I have the PDF for the what is it? Oh, the Celebration. So if you don't know, oh, I missed a little piece. I see a little piece of paper in there I didn't get out. There we go. If you don't know what Celebration is, January, February, and March every year, Stampin' Up has a Celebration. And for every $50 on your order, and this doesn't carry over, so if you order $25 and $25, this will not work. You have to order in amounts of $50. And there are a couple things that are, if you spend $100, you get free stuff. They have free stamps, dies, papers. What else do they have? They have I think they have a card making kit. Oh, they have little butterfly wood things. Let me grab them quick. But that's a freebie you can get. It's got all little butterfly wood things, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of these. What else do I have anything else real handy here I can show you? No, I don't think I do. I think I have it put away. But there are some nice things. It's not junk. It's good stuff. So you might want to take a look at that. If you have a friend that you make cards with or a scrapbook with, maybe you want to go in with them and put an order in and then share your free things. I don't know. Just suggestions. And I should have done these hearts too. Oh boy. So I guess I'm going to dot these too. I'm just going to do here and there, wherever I can find a little bit to put them on. This is a very fine little die cut. Very pretty. It cut nicely too and came out of the die. Just lovely. I was a little concerned about that. Sometimes these things that are so intricate, You have a little trouble getting them out of the dies, but it came out just perfect. And I'm going to cut this in half. Because I want it to look bigger than it is. And the center part here will be covered up with our flower, so we don't have to worry about having an open spot in the middle. There we go. And now we're ready to put our... Oh, where did that piece go? Ah, I found it. We're ready to put this piece on. And I'm going to use the Tombow. That'll give me time to line this up. For some reason my Dries clear glue does not want to stand up today. I'll get that in the center there. So that's coming along nice. Isn't that pretty? And then we can put our hearts on. And what I'm going to do, because I have my silicone mat, I'm going to set that here on my silicone mat. I'm going to overlap my hearts here on my mat and just press them down. Again, if you're working on scrap paper or a paper whatever, that's not a good thing to do because it will stick right to it. And I'm going to put my hearts right here. And you see how they stick down? Look at that. It's just like a sticker, as if we had put double stick tape on the back or ran it through one of the sticker machines. So now we can put, what should we do next? Should we do the flowers? Let's do the flower next. And I'm going to go back to my Dries clear glue. There's a little stem on the back here. I'm going to cut that off. And there's no wire in this, so it's not going to dull my scissors. If there was a wire in there, you might want to use something like wire cutters of some sort to cut that. I'll put my flower down right there. And then I can put my leaves. So let me slide that in underneath here. We're almost done. This one I'm going to flip over, so I'm putting the glue on the front of this one. And there is a right and a wrong side when you die cut things. On the top it tends to cup down like this. On the back it kind of cups up, and you can see the difference. But I wanted it to have my flower or my little leaves go different ways, so I felt it was worth it to see that cupping. In order to get that. Oh, I'm putting that on the wrong side. I had to put that on the front on this one. Okay, so we'll stick that in underneath here. Just like that. And now we're ready to put our Happy Valentine's Day little banner on the front here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors, and right here, just a little bit 1/8 of an inch or so on either side here. I'm going to trim that off. Do not throw these pieces away. We're going to use those in just a second. And on the back, I'm going to put a little bit of my dimensionals. And I'm going to use the edge pieces. These are perfectly good dimensionals. So don't throw your edge pieces away. Keep those and use those. And I'm going to put this just in the center of my sentiment. You see, so I've left myself a nice space here on either side. We'll pull that off. And I want that kind of at a little angle here. Oh, that got underneath the die cut a little bit. There we go. These two little pieces, I'm going to take those two pieces, I'll line them up, make them the same size. Then I'm going to cut a little fishtail in there. The way to cut a nice fishtail is look at your piece and picture half of this edge. Okay, so this edge is probably it's not ½ inch. I don't know how big it is, but I'm going to cut in from the edge that much. Okay, then I'll cut from the corner into where I cut in. And again, on this side, I'll cut in from the corner to where I cut in. And then I have these two little bits here. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of these. And I'm going to slide this in underneath here. So that it's just like this. Let me show you how I did it. See, it just shows a little bit right here. And then I have my little fishtail end sticking out. You see? I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And that makes our little banner. So you don't have to invest in a bunch of banner things. Just banner dies or whatever. You can just do it like this. And do the same on this side. So there I have my nice little banner. Now, I thought it needed a little glitter. So I'm gonna add some glitter. I'm gonna put that all around the edge here, wherever this piece here that's the lovely lipstick. Oh, there's my little cutouts. I'm gonna put the designer's Dries clear. I'm just gonna go all around the edge here. I'm going to need something to dump my glitter into. I didn't even tell you I was using glitter. This was a big surprise, wasn't it? And we're almost there. Somewhere around here I have a little tray that I like to use when I'm glittering or if I'm doing using embossing powder. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's right there. I got this. I really like this. It's not necessary. You can just use this piece of scrap paper that's folded. But I do like this, I have to say. This is one of the things I'm not getting rid of. It's my New Year's resolution. I'm trying to get rid of things that I don't use or got and I thought I would love, and I'm less than thrilled with them. So, okay, so there we go. We got our glitter on. By the way, if you want a nice clear glitter, this is a good brand. There is no color in this. It's just clear glitter. So many of the clear glitters have some color. They might go like to the greens and blues or the yellows or pinks. But this is just clear glitter, just sparkle and nothing else. Okay, so there's our card. It's completed. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, then hit that like button down below. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. I do have a blog and a Facebook page. On the blog, I put things on there that don't make it anyplace else a lot, every now and then. So you might want to check the blog out. And I have the PDFs on both of those for the occasions catalog and the celebration catalog. And if there are any Stampin' Up products that you'd like to purchase today, you can do that. There's a shop button on either one of those too. You can shop through those and it'll automatically make me your demonstrator for that order. And that would be lovely if you did that. And I think that's it. As always, I'll have all the tools and materials I used listed down there too. And y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping!